It is the Martha Zoller Show. I'm here with Shondell Summer, and we're talking now to Representative Houston Gaines. And sadly, yesterday there was a murder of a nursing student, and it was discovered yesterday. And, you know, it is a mess. And this district attorney is in the news again, Deborah Gonzalez. Houston, how are you?
I'm doing well, Martha, but it is it's just a really sad day in Athens. And yesterday, just the tragedy of, young woman in our community's life just taken way too soon. And, as you pointed out, it's obviously foul play that's what the authorities are saying. And it was in broad daylight at the intramural fields on the University of Georgia campus, to my knowledge. And I think the police chief said this last night. I mean, the first murder on campus in decades, and first one that I've been asking around that anybody can recall. It's just awful. Young, as you said, young nursing student, and it's just really sad here in Athens right now.
Now, it appears that the suspect is somebody that is known to the prosecutor, Deborah Gonzalez.
So I've not heard that confirmed. As I understand, they don't have a suspect yet, but you may have more up to date information on what all's going on. But to your point on Deborah Gonzalez, obviously we got to get the facts of this case and make sure that we get justice for this young woman. But certainly we have seen just a lack of. The district attorney's office in Athens and Clark County and Oconee County's Western Judicial Circuit has just failed over and over and over again to provide justice for victims. Obviously, we sincerely hope that is not the case in this one. But the DA's office, I do think criminals they've seen over and over on murder cases, rape cases, very serious cases in Clark and Oconee counties where these individuals are getting acquitted. I mean, it's astounding the number of very serious offenses where individuals are being acquitted in trials and or felonies that are being pled down to misdemeanors or just cases losing over and over and over again. And obviously that DA's office has been decimated, losing. I think they're down to just 3 or 4 attorneys that when they're supposed to have 17, they've had over 35 resignations in just a span of a couple of years. It's really bad what's happening in that office, and certainly you look at a case like this. I am worried about making sure that this individual, whoever did this, once the police catch them, this individual needs to go to prison for the rest of their life, and we need to make sure that we have a DA's office that actually can handle a case like that.
So what is happening under the Gold Dome related to, because I know the court came back and said some changes needed to be made in the DA oversight legislation. Is that going to move through this legislative session?
I'm very confident we're going to get that done. So to your point, Martha, the Supreme Court had a very narrow order just asking essentially the General Assembly to make one minor tweak to the legislation that we passed last year to create an oversight commission, very similar to what our judges have. The judges in the state have operated with the Judicial Qualifications Commission for decades. It has ensured that our judges are following the law and doing their job correctly. And DAs have immense power in this state. And you look at a district attorney like we have in Deborah Gonzalez, who is just not doing her job, not prosecuting criminals and mass turnover, and also just choosing not to follow the law and not enforcing the laws of the state. There needs to be a mechanism for citizens to have those complaints heard and have DAs held accountable. That's what the commission will do. The bill that we passed, House Bill 881, the House has passed it, the Senate's passed their own version that gets this narrow order addressed and makes sure this commission gets up and running. We already have the appointees, the rules and regulations, the funding. It's ready to go. As soon as this bill passes, and in fact, it's upon the signature of the governor, it's effective immediately. So I expect that commission to be up and running within the next month or so.
Well, Houston Gaines, we appreciate you giving us a few minutes this morning. I'll be at the Capitol for crossover day all day. Going to end up my day being on Lawmakers, so I look forward to seeing you then.
Look forward to seeing you then. Thanks so much, Martha.
Thank you, Houston. Appreciate it very much.